Welcome to Harvest Festivals Around the World. My name is Shoshana Frank, she, her, an adult services librarian at the Naper Boulevard Library. With the changing seasons, harvests are collected and communities around the world gather to celebrate the past year and look towards the future. Let's journey around the world to discover how a selection of different cultures and communities enjoy and honor the fruits of their year-long labor. Africa celebrates many different festivals throughout the continent. In Ghana, the Ga people celebrate Homo Wow Festival beginning in August with planting maize and yams. While the crops are growing, there is a prohibition on noise making so that it won't hinder the food's growth. When the crops are ready for harvest, the Ga people perform traditional drumming, dances, and remember the great famine that once occurred in pre-colonial times. The Igbo people celebrate the New Yam Festival after the end of the rainy season, which is also observed throughout West Africa, symbolizing the harvest and beginning of the next cycle. Yams are very important to the Igbo people as they are intricately woven into the social, cultural life. Thus, at the feast, only yam dishes are served, and rituals are performed in gratitude for the bountiful harvest. The annual harvest festival of the Zulu people is Umkoshiwakashama, the first fruits festival, taking place near the December solstice. The king conducts a tasting ceremony, concluding by dashing kabalash, signaling the time to enjoy the fruits of the harvest. While this festival has a long history, it was only recently reinstated post-colonialism and partial inspiration for Kwanzaa. Next, let's travel to East Asia to celebrate Chuseok, a traditional Korean mid-autumn festival held near the autumn equinox. To celebrate the good harvest, participants visit their ancestral homes, share feasts of traditional foods, and visit ancestor graves. Many of you may have heard about the Mid-Autumn Festival, which is celebrated around the world by many different people. This festival is over 3,000 years old. Lanterns are displayed for good fortune and moon cakes are shared. These pastries have many different tasty fillings from sweet bean to lotus seed paste. Ninana Sai is a Japanese harvest ritual celebrated by thanking the deities for a prosperous year of crops and a fruitful year ahead. Generally, this ceremony is conducted by the Emperor of Japan in the Imperial Palace. Flying over to the Indian subcontinent, the people of western Odisha observe Nuakhai to welcome in the new season of rice. This festival is seen as a new ray of hope for the food grain that the farmers grew for their community. In Assam, Mabayu marks the end of the harvesting month. To celebrate, participants have feasts, including rice cakes and coconut sweets, light bonfires, and play traditional games. The Bengali people celebrate Nabana with food, dance, and music. This festival is filled with artistic celebrations and traditional cuisine. The Hindu festival of Pongal is celebrated in South India and Sri Lanka, marking the end of the winter solstice and the start of the new season. To mark the festival, rice is boiled in milk with raw sugar to create the Pongal sweet dish. Celebrating includes decoration of cows, rice powder-based artwork, and gathering with family and friends to renew social bonds. Journeying to Southeast Asia, Kadayon is celebrated in the Philippines. While a newer addition to the harvest festival season, this is a celebration of life, the first of nature, wealth of culture, and bounties of the harvest. The Marzatong Thanksgiving Festival, observed by the Malays people, celebrates the harvest of rice, which is the main food source of these island communities. Participants enjoy traditional dances, rituals, and lepet, a steamed red rice cake filled with fish or meat. We travel to Western Asia for the Mergin Festival, observed in Iran with roots from ancient Persia. This celebration is marked by sending gifts, setting a decorative, colorful table filled with sweets, flowers, fruits, vegetables, nuts, coins, and more. This feast brings in good omens and fortunes for the coming season. Alaverdebra is celebrated in eastern Georgia, filled with feasts, reflections, and joy for a successful harvest. The Jewish holiday of Sukkot, which has many meanings, yet celebrates the end of harvest time in Israel. Traditional celebrants build sukkahs, an outdoor walled structure covered with plant materials and decorations, and they eat their meals outside during the duration of the holiday. As we fly to Europe, we are joined in the celebrations of the Slavic festival of Dozenki, an ancient pagan tradition celebrated on the autumn equinox to rejoice over a successful harvest. Farmers would gather in the fields for a procession to the village, bringing the last batch of cereal reaped, which would be turned into a wreath for the celebration. The Cornish people celebrate their wheat harvest with Guldi's festival near the autumn equinox. Participants celebrate by playing music, singing, processions, and playing games. The ancient Finnish people's harvest festival is Kiri, when participants invite their deceased relatives for a special feast, partake in abundant meals, and numerous delicacies. Today, the festival is celebrated with music, art, dances, feasts, and street markets. As we bring our worldwide journey back towards home, we must stop at Barbados for the crop over tradition, which included widespread participation from the entire region. Plantation owners would bribe their enslaved laborers with gifts of food or liquor. Often, enslaved people would also have private gatherings with singing, dancing, feasting, and competitions. The modern pagan tradition of celebrating Mabon, the autumn equinox, is a ritual of thanksgiving for the fruits of the earth and recognition to share the bounty for the coming winter months. American Thanksgiving is a federal holiday in the United States celebrated in many ways around the country. This modern holiday originated as a harvest festival, centering around a large meal of turkey, potatoes, stuffing, squash, corn, beans, and pies. Early celebrants observed the holiday by giving thanks for one's blessings and holding feasts to celebrate a successful harvest. Today, we simply scratched the surface of the plethora of harvest festivals celebrated around the world. Check out some of the great titles from the library to learn more. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a happy and bountiful harvest.